Welcome back to Leafs Late Night, where it's never, ever, ever too late for the Leafs. I'm your host, Roscoe, joined by Suthy. And we got another West Coast loss to talk about, unfortunately. But before that, let's have a little conversation about officiating, because everybody had a lot of complaints about it tonight, and I think this is kind of just becoming the standard. So I'm tired of complaining about, the soft calls here and there and the inconsistencies, because I'm just getting tired of the same arguments every night.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have never ever seen is blood drawn and a double minor not called.
Was it because it was incidental contact? Like it wasn't a high stick or anything like that? I'm not sure how the rules are on that, so that might play a part into it.
Like, what was the actual penalty for? Wasn't it for? It was okay. So it was a cross check, but is it because he drew the blood is from him hitting the post?
I'm not sure, because I know if you high stick, obviously you get blood as an extra two, but I'm not sure if it works the same for cross checking or elbowing or any other like infraction on the face.
Like if I cross check a guy and his head goes into the boards and he's bleeding, you'd expect that to be a double minor.
Like you're walking for that. Like it's a different story than it is high sticking, I think.
That's true. I guess I've never seen, or at least I can't remember the last time we've seen a cross check that resulted in someone hitting a post and losing a tooth. Like poor Bertuzzi, the guy's missing enough already.
Yeah. Maybe his weight's a little bit off. That's why you can't fucking score. But yeah. I don't know. I think that is the rule, because if you cross check someone and you hit a post, you're not getting an extra two for it. Like it's not like a high stick type of situation.
But it seemed like even Keefe was under the assumption that should be a double minor in that situation, because
he was just playing like, look, there's blood here. Let's look into this type of thing.
Which seems to be the case every other night. There's blood, let's look at it. But they just went, no, it's 2 minutes for cross-checking. Like, I don't know.
Legit. But like, what if you trip someone and like they fall and they chip their tooth and they're bleeding? You're going to give them extra two for that?
I guess that's tough. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know the rules that elaborate, so I'm not exactly sure. It seemed like it should have been more than 2 minutes. So like he was bleeding quite a bit.
A lot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just love that shot of Keefe like stopping him on his way to the dressing room. Like, hey, wait, before you get bandaged up, I want them to take a look at this. Hey, you see this guy?
You gotta see this first. No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to miss with Keefe if he does go. I don't know what's going to happen, but he's been a fun coach to watch, entertainment-wise, for the very least.
Listen, I'm not a betting man, so I wouldn't really know what to say on this. The over-under him making it through the end of the season is not good.
Yeah, I mean, look, Justin and I went into a long talk about this, but yes. I just feel like there's two camps here. There's MLSE doesn't want to look like they made a mistake in signing him an extension and then immediately firing him.
Yep.
And then there's the other camp that's like, Treliving has his bullet. I mean, he walked into somebody else's coach. It's kind of a given that you give the guy some runway, and if it doesn't work, he gets to say, okay, my turn.
Personally, I don't think he gets fired until the offseason, if at all. Like you said, the extension and everything like that. And furthermore, like, who are we going to replace him with, right?
Yeah,
everyone's like claiming, like, bowing their heads for Berube, but this isn't the guy. Like, his playoff record isn't great, aside from that one great cup run he had with Bennington. He's like 8-16 after that. He made it out of the second round once. I think he lost like 2-4. He's not really the guy for it. So Patrick Roy just signed with the Islanders. Who are you going to hire? There's no one really.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Patrick Roy signs out of nowhere shows that there are some other people that are kind of kicking around the sidelines looking for jobs. But
hear me out. Is he someone you want to coach who has like Stanley Cup aspirations right now, or is he someone you want to build your program around a little bit?
That's fair. It kind of makes. I don't know, but the Islanders are in a position where they're
not in like a win now
right?
position. They're not like in a win now 1 or 2 years. I don't think they're going to be.
I mean, I think they want to think they are.
I'm sure they always want to think they
The
are,
pieces
but I
they
don't think they
have,
are.
yeah.
They got the goaltending. You're right.
Okay,
They got a few good pieces. You're not wrong, but I don't think like Patrick Roy is the guy who's going to like push you over the hump to the promised land immediately. Anyways, I think he's a great coach.
So
I think it's a very good hire, but I think he's more of a long term hire.
yeah, and I mean the Islanders don't really do anything short term. Like Lou doesn't sign a contract
No,
unless it starts
yeah,
with a 5-year term. So,
yeah.
but with the Leafs, yeah, it's tough to say who's still available that they could sign if they do make a move. I think it's either Keefe's gone at the end of this road trip if they lose again, or it's the end of the season. Like it's one of those things where if not now, then they're not going to do it. Like, well, the team's in this much of a slump, and the only
It'll happen before the trade.
the only
deadline, if
saving
anything.
grace. Yeah, and I think the only saving grace he has is that Martin Jones has been playing in net, and the fact that Jones was playing well to begin with was a miracle. Like, I mean, obviously we've been saying the guy's got the NHL experience, and you know he can play games, but he was playing
backup.
above his. He was playing above his.
100%.
Swinging above the belt, or whatever. You know,
He's not meant to play like
so
10 plus games in 12 or whatever.
no. So now that we're seeing him kind of return to average, it's safe to say that there's a goaltending issue here. Like Wool coming back is hopefully going to steady things, but I mean between Wool, Sammy, and Jones, you don't have a lot of room for error there.
No, you don't.
So it's hard to blame Keefe a lot.
Oh, on that end, 100%, yeah. There's other areas where you definitely can blame Keefe, like not coming out on time for a lot of games, having to claw your way back from 2-goal deficits way too often, untimely penalties. Like we took
what keeps
3
happening at the
penalties
first
in the
intermission?
10 minutes of the third period here. Like that's undisciplined play.
Unacceptable.
Sorry, what did you say?
People can say, "Oh, they're soft calls." Like,
no, those
no,
are
it's
pretty
okay.
legit
People
calls.
can say they're soft calls all they want. Like they weren't. Yeah,
those are
it
fair
was
calls.
cross-checking. It's Domi and Gio being undisciplined. That's exactly it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, what was your second point there? I had another thing.
I can't even remember. But one thing I wanted to say was, if you're going to fire Keefe, you're putting Boucher behind the bench for the rest of the season until you have like a long-term period where you can find someone else to replace him. You're not hiring someone off the street.
See, and I don't know if I like that because
I don't think you like it.
I don't know
but
if I
that's
like
exactly
that
what's
because
going to happen.
Boucher.
Because your options are so limited right now.
If Boucher's the one that's in charge of
between now and the end of the season, like, go ahead.
Sorry, there's a bit of lag. I keep thinking there's a pause.
Oh,
The thing with Boucher is that there's the penalty kill and the power play have been lacking a little bit, and it's the little things that I don't know if it's him that's specifically in charge of those kinds of things, but he's the assistant, so I don't know. There's a couple of them, but I feel like if you're going to change coaching staff here, it's going to be all of them. Like I don't think there's any one thing you can blame it on. Oh, what I was going to say. We keep having this thing where they play a shitty first period, like the last 2 games, and then all of a sudden they come out swinging in the second. Like, yes. I know starting on time's been part of this team, but like, what the hell's going on at the first intermission that they're turning the switch on? Like, are they breaking out the smelling salts? And
it's a really big problem that they're not coming out on time. Like that, when I played like in Bantam and Midget, like it was always, you got to come out on time. You got to come out in the first, like set the tone, right? And they're just not doing that whatsoever. They got trounced 3-0. Although the shots were 9-9 in the first period, they were like 7-1 at one point. Not very good.
No, and look, people said, how can you blame the defense? They kept it to so many shots. Like it was 47-21. Like the Leafs over doubled them. But it's quality, not quantity. Like they give up really, really bad chances and really bad turnovers and leave guys open directly in front of the net.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I've seen McCabe, God bless him, throw a big hit in the corner. But yes, it takes that guy out. It also takes McCabe out of the play. And all of a sudden someone's wide open. Like I've seen him do that multiple times.
Vancouver had 13 shots in the last 2 periods. That was it.
13 good shots though. The Leafs just fire
Very good
everything.
shots. Like good tip-ins in front too. Like just the positioning where they won the battle. Like it was positioning battles that Vancouver always won in front of our net. Like that was a huge problem. So anyone like blaming Jones tonight, it's not on Jones. Jones is our fucking third goaltender. This guy
Exactly.
has stabilized the net. He's covered Sammy's ass. He's covered walls, broken ankle, whatever it is. He's done his job. So this loss is completely not on him. If you want to pull him, you pull him after the third goal. You send a message to the team. But you didn't, so you ride with Jones. But he didn't lose this game tonight.
I mean, I want to agree with you, but like 6 on that many, I was just saying, they gave up a lot of good opportunities on him, but there was like at least 1 or 2 of those.
Oh yeah,
you want him to have those.
100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many games has he played in like the last 10 or 12? Right?
Yeah,
almost
after
all
not playing at all.
This guy was on waivers in fucking October. No one picked him up. Think about what he's doing right now. This is insane. We could have addressed like another backup goaltender. We didn't do it.
He's from Vancouver, and even his parents didn't come to the game because they didn't think he was going to be the starter.
They're riding Campbells, apparently. Yeah. God bless them. Luckily for them.
Oh man.
Yeah, but Jones isn't the problem. Like it's just a microcosm of everything that is going on right now.
No, and again, this just seems like one of those games where it doesn't matter how much a couple of the big guys can do. Marner, Matthews, and Nylander putting this one on their back, and Riley too. And
you know what's the funny thing too? Maybe you put Sammy into that spot, and then he holds the fort down, and then you ride Sammy tomorrow again, and this guy finds his confidence. The Leafs are such a better team if he's playing good. Think about what he's done in the last 2 years with Toronto. Like he was a top 10, 12 goaltender, right? And we've all just written him off. Like he's had a couple bad months, sure. But give this guy another chance because his talent dictates that he can do it.
Especially when you're on a road trip like this, running Jones back to back to back to back it just seems ludicrous at this point. Like he's your third stringer, you're trying to get Sammy back.
It's crazy.
Like, if you run the risk of Jones getting hurt, like you're stuck with Sammy and you got to call Hill to be back. Like, is that really the duo you want?
That's the duo you got.
Like, ease Sammy back in and slow Jones down. Like, this is just getting a little out of hand.
You got to transition from Jones to Sammy. Like, that has to be the move. And if Sammy falters, then he's gone. Like, he's on a super short leash. But if he can come back, then he's your guy because he has the talent to do it. He's got the track record behind him to do it. Let him try at least to do it.
Yeah, it can't be Martin Jones for 15 straight games. Like,
no, it can't. And I love Martin Jones. In the preseason, I was touting this guy like no other. I thought he was a great signing. I foresaw what he was going to do here. But he's done all he can do, right? Like, what more can you ask from this guy right now?
Yeah. Moving up one position, we got the defense, where another rough night for Gio, man. Like,
I love Uncle Gio.
I love him, but man, if you add bad penalties on top of the lack of play we're getting from him, it's just
not even that. Why are we putting him out there for like 90 seconds on PP1?
Yeah, a little crazy with how well Riley's been playing.
Well, it's just it's why are we doing this?
I don't know. It's like he's tired, so let's give him more responsibility. I don't.
How old is he? He's the oldest
40.
guy in the NHL right now, eh?
He's 40, isn't he?
I mean, I'm like
people just say that because they're rounding.
I feel old. I can't imagine fucking playing 20 minutes in the NHL
He's 40.
right now.
October 3rd, 1983.
Yeah, I love him as like a sixth defenseman, maybe a fifth. I love him out there for practices. He can mentor all the young defensemen. Show like this guy's a Norris winner, right? He's not a slouch. He's been around. He's been good, but the role you're asking him to play right now is just—it's a little bit unrealistic.
Yeah. Everyone has that last little gas in the tank before it burns out, and it seemed like that Norris run might have been his,
Well, his Norris
unfortunately.
run happened when he was like 35 or like 36. It was pretty late in his
He was
career, but
36, yeah.
even still, like the last 4 years, he's just been floating off it.
Every year it's been a decline.
It's been
Um,
this year especially was a very steep decline.
yeah. Let's give the guys some credit tonight. A lot of them jumping to each other's defense. We saw Yarncroak and Marner and who else?
Nylander
Matthews
came
to a
in.
degree. Yeah, Nylander too. Everybody jumping to the defense of each other and a lot of scrums going around. It's
Yeah,
nice to see that you don't need to have Simmons or Reeves or someone that's or who's the other one? The one that's been around forever on the Marlies got suspended in the first game of the playoffs.
Clifford.
Clifford, thank you.
Oh
Forgot.
God, he'll never smell a fucking Leafs jersey again.
No, but my point is, it's nice that you don't need to have these guys. Like the effect has been
You don't need to
added.
have these guys. That's exactly it. They're not contributing anything to this roster. They're just not. Like it's a negative impact right away.
Yeah, the snot wiped off on them, and it seems like they're able to carry it themselves, which is nice. They just need to kind of put two and two together. I don't know. The forwards were playing well tonight. I can't really give them any shit. They got 47 shots and scored 4 goals. They
Yeah,
set
they played pretty
Jake
good.
McCabe up for like the easiest tap in of his entire
I don't
career.
even think he meant to put that in. It literally just hit his stick. Like he had the right angle on it.
Yeah, like
And credit to
anybody.
Marner for that. Like that was a hell of a play.
Oh, it was. But also some credit to McCabe because, I mean, you see soccer players get that chance 99 times and they boot it 4 miles over the net. So,
Yeah, and he's not exactly Riley. Like he's not expected to be making that type of pinch, but he
no,
did. Like he recognized the play and he did it. Great play by him.
nice little tap. Also, Nylander with that shot from fucking Bowmanville. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Tyler Myers, for that fucking screen. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
he needed that so badly. Like he needed a dirty, dirty goal just to get. Like, he signed that contract and he hasn't done shit since, right? So he buries one from like the top of the circle to the blue line, just a floater, and it got him going. Like he was a different player after that. His forecheck was different. His shots in the net were different. Everything was different.
Yeah, it woke him right up. And I couldn't believe watching that goal because even seeing it in real time, there's sometimes where you don't see the puck the entire way it's moving. But
Yeah.
this one was almost so slow that like you see it leave his stick. It was like for a deflection or something. But it just goes all the way in past Demko. And I'm like, how the fuck did that go in? And then they show the replay. Yeah, Myers is like Shrek in the middle of his view there. Can't
Well,
see
when you
anything.
got like Shaquille O'Neal blocking you in front, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh man. Yeah, that was it was a beauty. Glad he got two. Who else? Mitch with that shorthanded goal. That was
I thought
nice.
Mitch had a pretty good game. Like he had the shorthanded goal. He had that great pass to McCabe. He had a lot of other couple plays in the offensive zone where he gets a couple players following him where they'll get out of position and he makes a good pass where someone is open. And yeah, he's been pretty good in the last couple of games. I thought he's been getting way too much heat.
Yeah, it's like okay, I'm gonna go out on a tangent here. Do you ever play Super Smash Bros? I got back
Oh, yeah.
into it this week. Okay, so when you're playing against like your friends that are really good, and then all of a sudden you play against someone that hasn't been playing with you guys, and you're just not expecting anything they do. They do something completely random. You're just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? like it just for anybody who didn't follow that, it's like anytime you do something against, I don't know, say you're playing basketball pickup game against somebody you've never played against before and they pull out some tricks you've never seen and you're just not ready for it. I feel like that's Mitch just starts doing laps and distracting people because no one else plays like this in the NHL. No one just starts like looping around and skating and slow stops, looks around, okay, I'm gonna go this way, starts dancing back and forth. Like he pulls people before they even notice. They're like, wait, why am I on the opposite wing now? What happened?
So then he has 2 or 3 people following him, which leaves 1 or 2 guys on our team in like prime position, right? Because they're not covered as they should be. That is what he does really, really well, and that's why he makes a lot of money, right?
He's the magician.
You'll talk shit about him like he's not going to go hard on the forecheck like other players will. He's not going to do that. He's not going to hammer the body. He's not going to drive a ton of play. But what he will do is he'll circle around the offensive zone and he'll take people out of their position and he'll make that great pass. And no one can do it in the league like he can.
And he'll block shots. Took a stinger to the knee, that one.
He really did.
In slow-mo, you just see him go down just...
And good for him. Like, it's what he has to be doing right now.
And immediately grabs the puck and scores. Like, that was beautiful.
It was very reminiscent of last year, the power kill.
Yeah. Something we haven't seen
not
really
even at all this year.
And honestly, wasn't that 2 years ago now? Like, or was it last year? I don't know. But it hasn't been.
Years are like dog years. It's hard to keep track.
Just blends. Oh my god. Let me pull up. Do we have questions here? We do have some questions. We can do that. See if we get any other things coming up here. Zach Nelson, what happens to Sheldon Keefe if they lose tomorrow? Who do we play tomorrow? Calgary?
No, we played them yesterday.
Oh, right.
Seattle, right.
That's when you gotta win, guys.
Seattle's a tough play, though.
I know,
what happens if they lose to Seattle? It depends how they lose. I don't even think it depends how they lose. He's got a couple more games before he gets fired.
If he runs Jones back, if he does something screwy...
No. There's no way that's happening, right? Is there?
I don't know, man. He did it once already. If he screws with the lines again, I don't know. There's a couple things he could do, but...
You're right.
He'd really have to galaxy brain this one.
If they come out and they lose like 2-0, 3-0 in the first period, that's a huge red flag. That's something that's been happening way too often for this team. Is they don't come out prepared. They don't make switches as quickly as it should be to match what the other team is doing. That, I feel, is indicative of his head on the chopping block more than anything.
Yeah. I think if it's more, like you said, more of the same, there's no improvement on anything. It's just kind of solidifying what the issues are because they haven't changed. Also add TO Sports Fan 21 because he asked the same question.
No way that Sammy is not playing tomorrow.
I hope so. It would just be silly.
We gotta get this guy going, man. This guy is a legit top 15, top 12, even 10 goaltender in like the last 2 years. I'm so frustrated by this. We're such a way better team if he's playing good. We have to get this guy going. Yeah. And if we're not, then move on from like cut ties. It's got to be one or the other because he's either on the roster or he's not. Well, it's coming back pretty quickly, but if he's playing good, we are a much better team off for it.
He's also the most expensive goalie we have, so you kind of have to figure it out one way or the other.
Which is crazy because it's not very expensive.
No, but it really helps if we're going to move on from him, freeze up the $2 million.
This is such a small amount.
Yeah, we would have like $1.5 million in goalies. It's insane.
Yeah.
Benito, the Basset Hound.
Benito,
no worries. This is the year they scrape into the playoffs and go on a run, playing playoff games down the stretch. So, yeah, I guess this comes down to like the forwards have been playing well. Nylander's having a career year. Matthews is scoring at a crazy pace. Mitch is having a pretty okay year. JT's the one that's slipping a little bit. Riley's been an all-star.
Yeah.
If Bertuzzi can
more in the tank.
Yeah, if Bertuzzi can continue
his
trending
puck luck
upward,
has been like historically bad right now.
It has to come down to average at some point. Like he's got to start scoring. There's some good things. Like I said, people are jumping to each other's defense. They have the scrappiness. There's things that will be good. I think Treliving has to make a move for a defenseman. Like I said on the last show,
100%. Yeah.
We didn't get Zadorov, and look how that guy affected play tonight for Vancouver. You know, like we didn't get him.
I'm not sure he's the guy who's going to push the needle for us 100%, but there has to be a move that has to take place.
No, but if it cost a fifth, I would have done that when Vancouver got him. You know, I would have added, here's a fifth or a fourth instead. I don't fucking know. Like if it was that cheap to get him.
Yeah. If you're rotating between Timmins and Gio and shit, what the fuck is the difference, right? For a fifth? 100%.
But like I said to Justin last episode, the quest for Tanavan Zadorov was never completed. You know, like it's not Benoit and company playing above average did not fix the problem. It didn't check off that, you know, that
Yeah.
box that those two were supposed to fill. So I think he still needs to move something for someone. And they said they don't want to move assets. It's got to be a rostered player. I don't know who it is.
Robertson's the obvious guy. He's been
I guess.
blackballed like no other for reasons I don't quite understand, but
Yeah, that one's going to hurt. Like every
I don't
other
get
name
like
that hurts.
that's one I don't get. Like this guy, for the barely any minutes he's been playing, he's been producing quite a bit. He shows up offensively, whether he's on the first line, second line, or third line. I don't quite understand why we're burying this guy.
I don't either. It's like, I think Nyes has the spot from him right now.
But he doesn't.
And
Nyes has been playing on the third and fourth line the past like 5 games. Which
yeah,
where
you're right.
Nyes should not be playing. Like he's misplaced there, 100%.
Yeah, some of the deployments have been strange, and historically that's been Keefe's downfall. I mean, look, it goes back to Alex Kerfoot. I mean, the guy would have been fine, I'm sure, if we'd. I said this to our fan TML fan and Van, who was defending Kerfoot the other day. So look, if we'd figured out a role for him and deployed him in that role all the time, he probably would have been good at it. But instead, we turned him into a Swiss Army knife and kept saying, "Oh, he's just good in every position," except he wasn't. He was just there.
Yeah. I was a huge fan of Kerfoot last year. If you play him consistently on the third line, which is more offensively, slightly defensively, that's where he thrives. But like you said, they put him all over the place, and that's not type like his game. He has to play one type of role, and that's what he does. And Keefe is really bad at that. He's doing that with Robertson. He's doing it at the Nyes right now. Like Nyes is not a fourth line player. He's just not,
and that's why he didn't come up last year. Like there was no room for him in the first 2 lines. Like this is what we've been waiting for.
He's not strong enough to be a fourth line player. He's offensive minded. He's a top 2 line player. That's what he is. He's going to set people up, and that's his game. Like he's creative offensively, and let him cook. Just let him fucking do it. Same with Robinson. Like I McMahon's getting all these games over him. Like Raggard's getting all these games over him. I just don't get it.
Yeah, honestly, Gregor's the one that I'm surprised hasn't moved out yet for someone else. I don't know. It seems like they're just leaving some spots filled with people that they can easily move back down to the Marlies if they need to. I'm wondering what it is Trey's got cooking, because it's been a while since he's done anything. He said he wanted to make a move for the defense. I think it's just maybe he is looking to move Nick Robertson and doesn't want to move him for nothing. Like, I really don't know what it could be, but
him? Like,
yeah, exactly, right?
Get a little more value for him.
Yeah, March 8th, I think, is the deadline this year.
Somewhere around there, second week of March.
NHL trade deadline, Friday, March 8th. Sweet. Yeah. So, I mean, plus the All-Star break in the first week of February, it's also a leap year, so you get an extra day.
True.
Use that day wisely, please, Mr. Treliving. I don't know. It's closing in on that time. I think in the next couple of weeks things will start heating up. Like last year, we saw a lot of moves happen before the deadline itself, and not actually on deadline day. So
how do you feel things will start ramping up. Those flower rumors in Toronto?
I don't know. It's tough to say. With Wall out, like if he comes back and he's great, he's so affordable, it would be silly to spend money to bury him again.
Yeah.
Or like spend, assets to bury him down when he's like just reaching his peak or his, peak of his development. I don't know. Did you see what's his name got some no-name guy took him out and got a 3-game suspension?
I did see that. Apparently he's only out for like 1 or 2 games, so it's nothing like too big.
Lockwood? Oh, was Fleury actually hurt?
Yeah, he's out for like 1 or 2 games. It's
weird. The hit didn't look like too much.
No,
no, shoulder to his head.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Yeah, I don't know about Flower. I don't think. Look, he's another guy he's great. Look, goalies can play till they're 44, but like
So is he
he's
just
getting
like a kind of like a Jones upgrade?
yeah as a backup. Like, look, he's a backup right now technically. So, um, if Sammy and Jones, if Sammy doesn't work out, if you play him a couple games and you want to move on from him, and you can trade him somewhere, and you free up that 2 million,
Yeah.
some three-way trade or something that sends Sammy somewhere, and then something to Minnesota, and then Fleury to the Leafs.
I
Sure,
actually like that. If you're gonna move on from Sammy and you bring Flower as your backup goaltender, I like that a lot.
especially for a
Otherwise,
cup run. Like,
otherwise I don't see it because you're too crowded, right?
yeah, I have you heard any names for defensemen that are out there?
Not
Like
even
Ethan
a
Bear
one.
signed. That would have been a decent one to grab.
Ugh. No, like I really have. You hear Tanev a lot, but I don't like Tanev that lot, man. He's old. He's got a lot of miles on the wheels. I don't think he's the guy for it.
Top 20 trade
You hear
day. Okay,
Hannafin? I don't think he's the guy either.
yeah, those him and Hannafin are number 2 and 3. Tyson Berry, no thanks.
No.
Sean Walker on Philly. Nick Sealer also on Philly.
And like who if you want to like to get like a real defenseman and you want to trade one of our guys, who are you gonna fucking trade for him? Like there's you're not trading Nylander, you're not trading Tavares, you're not trading Marner. What assets do you have to actually ascertain like a really good defenseman?
Ooh, you know what? Um, Adam Bogquist. He's
Well,
20. He's 23. He's on 2.6 million, and he's an RFA in 26. If Columbus is really
you got a bit of
dismantling
term.
everything, like I mean, Elvis Merzlikins asked for a trade. Columbus is not in a good spot. They are looking like they're gonna probably clean house after this season. That's one that's interesting. I don't know anything about if they're going to move on
What if
from
you send him
him.
like Robertson, Sammy to even up the money? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
there
if they
might be
want to
something
move
to be
on
there.
from
Yeah.
Elvis, that's hey.
Yeah. Like he get rid of
Ooh.
Sammy at the end of the year, he's a free agent.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. So apparently, from the Hockey News rumor a month ago, Adam Bocquist being scouted heavily for a potential trade. That seems to be the only. Oh, here, ice chips. Nope, never mind. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything too hot out there.
No.
Oilers defense could be approved with Adam Bocquist. Blue Jackets have made it known to the rest of the NHL that they're willing to trade one of their defensemen. Willing to trade one of the defensemen is open to different possibilities. Okay, so it's not completely off the table. That's one that I'm going to earmark that I don't mind at all, who is on
No.
a list
That's
of
not too
people
bad
that
at
could
all.
go. Outside of that, I would hope that Bertuzzi gets his shit together. I hope Domi gets his shit together and
Domi's
stops
another
taking
guy.
bad
Like
penalties.
he's been flying under the radar here. Like he hasn't been playing great. When's the
No,
last time you're like, oh, that was a great Domi game?
full game. Oh, I don't know. He's made some good passes that have been like, damn, that was a good pass. But like,
His overall game, like for a third line center, has not been where it should be right now.
okay, let's look at our club stats. Do. Morgan Riley with 37 points. Jesus,
Woo, woo,
more than JT.
woo.
Okay, but here, outside of the top 5 guys, Max Domi is number 6 with 23 points.
It's still
4
very good.
goals and 19 assists. Kelly Yarncroke is plus 12 with 19 points. Yeah, Bertuzzi needs more than 6 goals, though.
Cam is a big problem too. Like his contract is 2.5
Yeah,
million for a fourth line center is
for 8 points and a
huge,
minus
huge hit.
7. He can't be a minus 7.
Exactly. When he's supposed to be like a great defender, right? Like he's supposed to be one of our best penalty killers, supposed to be one of our best 5-on-5 defenders, and he has not been that. His ticket for what he's like delivering is not good, man.
No, it's pretty brutal that I mean him and and Noah Gregor are both -7, whereas McMahon's a -4. Yeah, that line's not good. Their whole
No, it's not
objective is
good
to
whatsoever.
just keep the puck out of their net and maybe keep the puck in the other zone, kill some time. Like,
The fourth line has been a huge issue.
yeah. Well, I mean, Gregor and McMahon are not defensive guys. They're speedy.
They're
So
also
why are
not
they with
everyday
Kampf?
NHL players.
No, they're not.
They're not.
So I don't know what the point of this line is. The other thing, Connor Timmins has played 14 games, and he has as many points as Mark Giordano. 1 goal and 5 assists.
We go back to the whole Giordano problem, yeah.
Not that he's here for points, but yeah.
It's they're there.
Neither is Connor Timmins. Like, Pontus Holmberg's got more points than these guys in 8 games. Like,
might
he's
be
been
another
playing,
little
honestly.
Pontus Holmberg is not a first line player. I love Pontus Holmberg, but he is not a first line player.
He's not. I don't know what the hell we're doing. He's been playing okay, but
everybody's stroking this guy off like he's fucking amazing, but he is not a first line player.
It says so much about this team that Mitch Marner says that Pontus Holmberg is his favorite player, and all of a sudden he's on the first line.
Player. I think he's got a lot of skill. I think he brings a lot of great things to the table. He's an all right second line player. He's a great third line player.
No, but like, how this team and Mitch Marner is that he goes, oh, it's my favorite player in the NHL, and the next game is on the first line.
Maybe we should stop listening to Mitch Marner in the media scrums. Because he got in so shit ridiculous. The other night too. Like, we'll leave it at that. But
yeah, okay. Here, a non-hockey question for a sec. We got a start bench cut, and this one I've been scratching my head at since I read it. I really don't know. Okay, this one comes from our boy Mikey D.
Oh, Mikey D.
Okay, shout out Believers Pod. Start bench cut: Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Berries, and Sour Cherry Blasters.
All right, one more time. Let's hear this.
Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Berries, Sour Cherry Blasters. It's the main
Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Berries, and the last one.
Yeah, you're just going in order there.
Oh, 100%. Not even
That's exactly what Mikey said as well. I have such a hard time with this because
Cherry Blasters is not even fucking close. They're
they're so
the Gregor
good
of the fucking this conversation.
Oh my god, they're so good. Stop. Okay, so Sour Patch Kids are like top tier sour candies. I'm a fan of sour candies, and Maynard's has always been pretty good. Like, not many things can match. Oh, they're so good. Warheads are not what they used to be. I have a bag of them. I'm so disappointed. Warheads vodka, however, is really good. I struggle to split between this Cherry Blasters and Swedish Berries because, like, I like sour, but Swedish Berries are just so good. Sour Cherry Blasters have a nostalgic place in my heart because, like, you know, with Cineplex where you can get the little box that has like popcorn and the drink and the little candy. I used to always get those with a Sour Cherry Blaster, and you don't pick it.
If you have a deep hook that can resonate to your past, then that's fair enough. Because other than that, there's no fucking way they should be anywhere higher than third.
I just like that it's the red and the green. You know, it's the cool shape.
They're big too.
Like,
they're pretty big. They're way bigger than the Sour Patch.
They're big, and then I like that Maynard's also does the mini versions of them, where it's just like, you know, the little nuggets.
Fair.
Get the little round cherry blaster around Fuzzy Peach at Halloween.
Let's establish that you can't fuck with Sour Patch though. They're number one.
No, Sour Patch Kids are really good. There's a reason that they've like leaned into them and made Sour Patch Kids flavored everything. Like, you can get Sour Patch Kids ice cream and like.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Sour Patch Kids.
With Swedish Berries too, like those are like they're a go-to. If you put them out on a table with a big party, I guarantee you a shitload of people are going to go to the Swedish Berries.
Yeah, they're so there's something about the shape of them that's satisfying, and the texture, and they're so flavorful.
They're like the 96, 97 Detroit Red Wings. They're so fucking good. You can't fuck with them. They're gonna win no matter what, right? They're great.
What is the flavor of Swedish berries? Is it
It's not a
lingonberry?
cherry, is it? What? Ooh,
Is it lingonberry?
that would make sense. They put that fucking shit on everything.
What do Maynard's Swedish berries taste like? Berries.
I would
The
guarantee
original
it is.
Swedish berries taste similar to red Swedish fish. Okay, so the Swedish fish are the OG, and they are
Yeah,
lingonberry flavored. So we
yeah.
probably get like a North Americanized version of
They put them on their
lingonberry.
pancakes. They put them on their breakfast sausage, like everything like that.
Yeah, it's that's you can get it at IKEA. Can you like lingonberry stuff?
If you go for the Swedish meatballs, you can get that on the meatballs.
And I think they have a juice too.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, underrated. Um, it, I found out this is totally unrelated. You know how like there's a lot of blackcurrant flavored stuff over in Europe
I
in like
do.
Sweden. Do you know why we don't have blackcurrant flavored stuff here?
We do have a great spot. I'll continue this after your point.
But okay, so there is not a lot. Like you can find it at British and Scottish, whatever, European stores,
Mm-hmm.
but there used to be a ban on, I think there still is a ban on the actual black currants, but the reason we don't have a taste for it is because black currants were banned in North America because they can have a fungus that can decimate pine trees. And so the
Oh,
government of both North American like countries, Canada and the States, were like, you can't bring those over here because we're going to lose so much money if we lose that industry. So because they were never brought over here, people don't have a taste for it because we didn't have flavored stuff made from them. So now they just don't
really?
really import blackcurrant flavored stuff to North America because no one really knows what it tastes like.
There is a very local ice cream place on Bank Street, Bank in Florida.
Ooh.
They have blackcurrant cheesecake ice
Oh
cream.
my God. What place is
And
this?
Mushu. And Mushu, if Mushu ice
Oh,
cream, if you want to be a sponsor to a local Ottawa podcast community, we'd happy to have you on. Your ice
they make
cream
some
is
good ice
the
cream bars.
fucking best in the world. Blackcurrant cheesecake. Woo!
Damn.
You
I
gotta try
got
it.
I got one of their ice cream bars. It was like a brown sugar oat flavor. So it was like kind of like a vanilla, like a almost like a brown butter sugar vanilla ice cream that had like toasted oats on the outside of it. Oh my God, it was so good.
Everything that they do is so good. It's all locally sourced too. Like they pay their employees a ton of money too. Like such a great establishment.
Not a sponsor, but they should
Not a
be.
sponsor, but they should be.
Okay. What other hockey things have happened? We talked Patrick Waugh. We talked the suspension, the Leaf game. Anything else happened since our last show?
Oh, they announced the All-Star captains.
Oh, the All-Star captains. Thank you.
I knew Will Arnett was going to be one. I knew Bieber was going to be one. Buble was an unexpected one.
That's unexpected here. Let me Oh wait, let me try out this new. Can I? Oh, wait, that's not what that is. How do I share this? No, that didn't work. I'm trying out new OSX Sonoma features. It's supposed to let me share things without going to the program.
Yeah. This
Here.
pod's kind of a write-off, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so Will Arnett with Connor
Yeah,
McDavid
Tate
and Leon. Justin Bieber with Riley and Matthews. Tate McRae with McKinnon and Cale Makar. And Michael Bublé with Jack and Quinn Hughes as
Will Arnett must be
co-captains.
furious being like a West Coast one. He's a diehard Leafs fan.
He narrated the Leafs documentary.
He's
And he has
like a diehard Leafs fan.
I can't believe that. Like
If we were to send him an invite to be on this podcast, he'd probably say yes. That's how much like of a Leafs fan he is.
yeah, I followed it up just, maybe get us
Will
on
Arnett,
his
if
radar.
you're listening to this, come on the pod.
Please. And also, while you're in Toronto with McDavid, make sure you, like Drake, show him what Toronto's like.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Take the
Tell
fine
him to
for
do a
league
shitload of
tampering.
commercials with him, and yeah.
Remember that time? Was it Kevin Durant when Drake went out at OVO and was like, "Yo, Toronto, let's show KD what a real Toronto welcome sounds like." And the next day, the league's like, "You absolutely can't do that."
What? I'm not an official affiliate.
That was so funny. And then the Raptors ended up hiring him. It's like, you're not affiliated with the team, but they're like, what if he was?
You kind of are, yeah. A global ambassador. I think that was his title.
Yeah. Is he still? I don't know if they still
I'm pretty
employ
sure he
him.
is. Yeah.
I mean, they let him in the dressing room, so he must be a team employee.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
It's so crazy. Key to the city at this point.
I love it.
So yeah, the captain's there. Who is Tate McRae? I saw everybody thirsting over her, but who is she?
I'm old. I don't know.
Canadian singer songwriter. She's 20. 2003 makes you 20. Oh my god. Okay.
Is she the girl who had like the big thing at the Calgary game a while ago?
Probably. Age of 13 gained prominence as the first Canadian finalist on the American reality show So You Think You Can Dance. Oh.
Yeah.
Wild. All the things I never said in 2020. You broke me first. Is she like, she's a pop star?
I think she is, yes.
Oh, she's from Calgary. Okay. I apologize to anybody young that's listening to the show, but I know our stats. I know most of you are our age or older. So if you're learning who Tate McRae is here, you're welcome. Otherwise, who's the other one? Oh yeah, Michael Bublé. That's a fun one. He's been somebody that is unexpectedly fun, you know, like with SNL and the Bublé, the bubbly ads and stuff. Like he's
got, like,
somebody that likes
status too, right? Like this guy is big everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to go, wait, he's Canadian? Like when they're watching the All-Star game, like he's that level where like I don't think people in the States realize he's American or not American.
Watch like the bubbly commercials.
Were they?
Bublé.
Yeah, but I feel like Americans don't get those. Is bubbly in the States? It might be.
I think it is. Who knows? We're still sheltered here in Canada.
Last time I went to the States in the summer, there's so many different kinds of sparkling water. Like there's in the Northeast, there's like Polar Seltzer that was really good. There's like Liquid Death. There's Liquid.
We go to Maine like every year or two, or we just don't recognize anything.
I know. I just assume that they have things that we don't have, and vice versa. But between him and Will Arnett, I think people are going to be like, "Wait, they're Canadians." Like especially because of like Will Arnett being like a Hollywood, you know.
He's like a diehard Canadian fan though. He is even like all his podcasts he does like a smart list. He always talks about the Leafs and shit. I feel that's true. He's an out there Leafs fan.
I hope Bateman and Hayes make a guest appearance with him. That'd be fun.
Bateman would be pretty funny. Like Hayes would hate it, but sure.
Have you seen Clueless or not Clueless? Fucking
Smartless.
No, the Unsolved. What's it? Their
podcast I do?
No, it's a Netflix thing. Murderville.
Oh.
It's Will Arnett's like unscripted murder mystery thing on Netflix.
Oh, I saw the one with Conan O'Brien. That was the only one I've seen.
Okay, so I've only seen that one and the Christmas special they just did, and it's the Smartless guys on it with them. So Sean Hayes is Santa and he gets murdered, and Bateman's his partner, and it's pretty good. If you haven't seen it, just check it out.
Yeah, the shit's pretty good.
Yeah, it's the whole concept of it. If you haven't seen it, it's Will Arnett bringing on a celebrity to be his partner. He's a cop. He plays a cop. The celebrity comes on as his partner, and they try to solve a mystery. But the celebrity doesn't have the script to the show, so they have to just kind of like follow along with what's going on. They have
no clue what's happening.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So it was Bateman and Maya Rudolph together. It was fine.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, so Will Arnett as a captain, that's pretty great.
Yeah, I hope he tells Connor to come to Toronto.
He must be furious about being a West Coast captain, though.
I mean, it's in Toronto.
He should have had to fight Bieber like in a celebrity boxing match, just like to have Toronto representative.
Yeah. Why is Tate McRae with Nathan McKinnon and not Leon and Connor if she's from Calgary?
From what I understand, is she's like a huge Calgary Flames stan, so I don't quite understand that either.
Well, I mean, if she's a Calgary Flames stan, then she doesn't want to go with the Oilers guys, I guess.
Yeah, guess so.
I don't know. Where's Nathan McKinnon from?
Cole Harbor.
Right.
He's from Sidney Crosby land.
Right. So why? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever.
We're digging a little too deep in this.
I think had Bieber and Matthews not had such a relationship, I think
there's no fucking way that Bieber was not going to be the captain of
Oh,
Matthews.
I know. Had that not been a thing, I think Will Arnett would obviously be the captain with Toronto.
100%.
He's like the new Mike Myers.
Yeah, that totally.
What I wouldn't give to watch a game with Mike Myers, Will Arnett, and Justin Bieber.
I kind of heard Mike Myers is a piece of shit, but yeah, the other two guys, 100%.
You know what? He might be, but at a Leaf game, he's
if the Leafs
probably...
are winning, let's do it. Yeah, you got a box with him. Drinks are coming.
Yeah, see,
Sign me up.
There's an advantage. That'd be fun. All right, I guess that's kind of it. There's nothing else.
That's it.
Cool. The
49ers is back up. Woo! Thunder
good.
win.
Niners,
this is great for me, buddy.
52 seconds left. 3 points up. Let's go. My dad will be happy. I'm gonna give him a text. Shout out, Ed.
Wait, give me a sec. I got a $500 parlay that's hitting good.
No way.
We're going to delve a little deeper into my gambling forays with this podcast, but it's been a good year.
Attaboy. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. I start with
let's do it tomorrow. I'm game.
Cool. Deal. Maybe we'll get someone else on with us. Where's my outro? Why can't I find it?
Find it. Boot, do, do.
I'm trying. There.
Hi, this is Mike Ross, public address announcer for your Toronto Maple Leafs, and this is the Leafs Late Night Podcast, your post-game destination. And now, your starting lineup: Roscoe, the Fanalist, Suthy, Beaner, and Darty Brodeur on the Leafs Late Night Podcast.
Vegas is fucking me a little bit. Ugh.